Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, everyone. Thank God it's Friday. This is the weekending edition of this program, Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. Quite a week it has been. Femi Ojo is my name, and I'm super excited to welcome you. I know fully well that you have made us a part of your morning routine here on Morning Spring on Western Spring Television, where we keep you updated with stories, headlines from our major, dailies, and of course, we get to talk after that. This is where true, deep, honest, frank conversation, does happen every day, 7 a.m. every weekday. You're welcome once again. And Tokwe is there. Good morning.
Good morning, Femi.
Yeah. TGIF.
Yes, that's why I'm very excited this morning because,
All right.
It's the TGIF edition.
Right.
Thank you for joining us today on the ultimate installment of Beyond the Headlines on Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. My name is Timmy Tokwajijola, saying good morning to you, welcoming you rightfully on board. Recipe charters serve you the headlines making the rounds on the faces of the dailies. Interesting headlines, from a cross-section of different dailies, the Nigerian Tribune, the Guardian, Punch, the Nation, different headlines, Daily Trust, right here with us this morning. Thank you for joining us again.
Right, and yesterday was Governor Adeleke's
third year in office.
The governor of Osun State, third year anniversary, meaning he has spent 3 years already. He has less than 1 year to go because he's on the stretch. He's countdown for him now, as far as this 4-year mandate is concerned. And obviously seeking a re-election next year. That will be the prerogative of the Osun people to decide. Maybe they want to return him to office or seek an option, an alternative to that. So how has he performed? Promises made, promise kept. That's it. Because if it's up to percentage, he has used 75%. That's it. Our time flies. 75% of his administration mandate gone already. So he has the next 25 or even less than 25. Because today is part of it already. So we will be asking those questions. What was his, wise promises? Has he been able to deliver on them? When he came in as governor, what was the allocation of the state? Now, what is the allocation again? What level of job has he been able to do?
And what's the state of the economy before he came in and when he came on?
So education, civil service, infrastructure, the judiciary, the commonwealth of the people. How is the life of the Osun people as far as the state government is concerned? Because when you talk about the wealth of the people, it might not be solely based on how the state government is performing. There are some indices that are federal, national in nature. But then the bulk of the work still resides here. What will be the testimonies of the civil servants, actually, the retirees, primary school teachers, secondary school teachers, tertiary institutions in Osun State, and all of those things, But beyond that, again, there was a coup in Guinea-Bissau, actually, 3 days ago. And why it may not be a primary concern for us, well, whatever is happening in Africa, we should be concerned, at least maybe from a longer distance point of view. It was when that coup happened, Goodluck Jonathan was in Guinea-Bissau. Actually, and many persons were worried for him to say, I beg you. But yesterday we got the word that he has left Guinea-Bissau. He has been and so he's fine and good. And one thing I saw was maybe 1 or 2 persons in the administration of President Tinubu actually spoke about him to say, yeah, please get Goodluck Jonathan out of Guinea-Bissau, And it wasn't a time to say, oh, he's a PDP man, we're of the APC people. But then one thing is like Goodluck Jonathan, because maybe because of his nature, he doesn't really necessarily criticize. Actually, he's a gentleman by posture and all of those things. he has not really been ruffling shoulders with the people in power. So he doesn't get to be an enemy, actually. So because I was wondering, if it was Peter Obi that was caught up in Guinea-Bissau, I'm sure the narration might not be like that of Goodluck Jonathan. Many persons will even wish, let it stay there. So that all of these, whatever. But then the point I'm trying to make is this. There are some things that when it comes to national duties, politics
should be kept aside. Yeah.
Actually, because he's your countryman. And we hope that will be the same energy. When he's not Goodluck Jonathan, it might be Temitope, it might be Femi, it might be Garuba, it might be Ngozi from somewhere. Knowing fully well that your countryman is in a place that might not be safe, we hope the same energy and your government gets to know what will be their reaction. It's not the time to be setting up committee upon committee to look into the matter. No, take action, and that's the point I'm trying to make. That it might be Goodluck Jonathan today. If he's one person who doesn't have that stature or CV of Goodluck Jonathan, as a nation, would we swing into action? Will it be a thing of national concern for us to go into action and bring the person back? Just like the federal government have been trying everything possible to get Ekweremadu Madu out of UK. If it's one Nigerian or two Nigerians who are languishing away in foreign prisons, even for lesser offenses, would we ever get to that part in which the Nigerian nation will say, there are my people there, let me mobilize every available instrument of the state to get them out of the place? Exactly my point.
Yeah, that was going to be my point. So I was going to make reference to the Ekweremadu situation, and that they're similar in this stance. And if what obtains for Jonathan, I mean, it should be able to obtain for every other person, irrespective. But then, if we're to look at it, they're still political figures. You know, anyhow we want to look at it, they're political figures. Ekweremadu was a former deputy Senate leader, and then he was also, and then Goodluck Jonathan is also a past president of this country. So both of them could be seen in the same light. But then, it was a good thing, considering the fact that he was an opposition figure when he was a president of this nation. It's a good thing to have seen from this particular administration. That was a step in the right direction. But then it's about a time where we look at the cross-section of headlines that we are seeing right here on the show. Remember, we said it was the adversary of the governor of the state, this state, Osho State, Governor Ademola Adeleke. It says 3 years in office now, and it was celebrated yesterday. And then several other issues going on. The PDP saga is still very much, you know, in the sphere of things, and we're going to be talking about that much later on the show.
Right.
We'll be taking a quick break. When we return, we'll delve into the headlines. Still with us. You're welcome back to Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. This is where, you know, we serve you the headlines. It's the newspaper review segment now. Let's begin to serve you the headlines making the rounds of the faces of the dailies this morning. I begin right here with Punch newspapers. And the banner headline says, Safe Schools Project stalls in 30 states as abductions rise. And we have this rider. States fail to release core funding. Senate begins probe of 145 billion naira Safe Schools Fund. Ododo confirms bandits relocation to Kogi. That's a very interesting rider there. States are failing to release core funding. Senate is beginning to probe 115 billion naira Safe Schools Fund. Ododo is confirming the bandits have relocated to Kogi, but there it should more like be bandits have spread to Kogi. Right, that particular one is right there, captured on Punch newspaper this morning. Some of the headlines right there, just below that one. Nigeria condemns Guinea-Bissau coup. Jonathan evacuated on special flight. Right, beside the nameplates. VIPs moved to engage NSCDC after 11,000 policemen's recall. You know, Femi, I was going to point our attention to this.
Right.
It was supposed to be 100,000, right? If I recall.
Yeah.
And now it is 11,000. Maybe it's happening in installments.
In batches.
Yeah. It's possible. Or maybe this is where it ends. Since lawmakers themselves and since even those politicians themselves are beginning to raise eyebrows about that decision. Above the nameplate, we have this. NMPCL spent 17.5 trillion naira securing fuel pipelines, others in 12 months. On the right, non-working refineries gulp nearly 3 trillion naira. Pressure mounts for audit. Same non-working refineries still gulping money. All right, business leaders reject proposed beverage tax hike. That's on page 20 of Punch newspapers, and that sums up the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, from the Punch newspaper, let's see the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune for today. Security emergency. Security emergency. Lawyers, party leaders, others dissect Tinubu's directive. Lawyers, party leaders, others dissect Tinubu's directive. With riders, lots of them. Flush out saboteurs in government, military, MBF, that's the Middle Belt Forum. Stop recruitment of soldiers. Establish state police, body judge. Excuse me, and I hope President walks the talk, Okorie, and federal government playing politics with citizens' lives, SDP's Adebayo. And lawyers questions timing, seek clarity. Lawyers question timing, seek clarity. And country of particular concern, Ribadu to lead Nigeria's side of working group with the US. All right, there is that working group that's been put together by the US and Nigeria, and the NSA is to lead the Nigerian contingent, part of the contingent. Gunmen abduct 24 farmers in fresh Niger attack. Another 7 in Abuja village. It seems it's one day, at least one abduction per day, at least, because as far as yesterday is concerned, I reported 2 abduction cases. Actually, 24 farmers in Niger abducted, another 7 abducted in Abuja village. This is one too many. And my administration has restored fiscal stability in 3 years. Osun government or governor. And Nigeria's high inflation eroding incomes, driving continued poverty. World Bank director warns. Nigeria's high inflation eroding incomes, driving continued poverty, and World Bank director is warning. Really, the high inflation, it's making a mess of whatever you are making. Most persons as individual or even as company. IGB withdraws 11,566 police escort from VIPs. Jonathan safe out of Guinea-Bissau as Nigeria, AU, ECOWAS condemn coup and gunmen attack Ngige's convoy in Anambra, kill 1, injure policeman. How? Why? That's horrible. And we're talking about the withdrawal of these police escort. Many persons that will say, for how long will that last? Okay, it's not a case of withdrawing them because the IG has said it, and maybe in the next 1 month they are back. That will be all from the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, on Daily Trust newspaper, bandits abduct 6 girls, boy in FCT, and the 7 that were, and the Femi read out from the Nigerian Tribune just now. The details are here on Daily Trust. There are 6 girls and a boy in FCT. And here says Dahir Bochi, 1927 to 2025, is life and times. All right, below that, IGP withdraws 11,566 policemen from VIP duties. Below that's to the bottom strip of Daily Trust newspaper this morning. It says here, PDP crisis, Lamido urges reconciliation. Caretaker Committee. AFDB's loan to Nigeria hits $5.1 billion. $5.1 billion, and that's African Development Bank's loan to Nigeria hits $5.1 billion. That's on page 24 of Daily Trust newspaper. Shatima others for IPI conference in Abuja. Page 37 of Daily Trust newspaper right there. And those are the headlines making the face of Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
Right. We'll take a quick break right now. When we return, we speak to Asia. Stay with us.
Can you imagine?